Like half a second ago. So I understand the pollen is nothing to play around with, and we're still going to be dealing with pollen issues throughout much of this week and until we get our next rain chance to kind of sweep it out. Well, I want to go ahead and tell you that we are watching rain and storms for the weekend, but we have declared Monday of next week a first alert weather day for possible severe storms, watching it very closely, but still several days to fine tune that severe possibility. Here we are looking at our first alert AccuTrack satellite and radar right now. Pretty dry across the area, temperatures in the 70s. It feels great out there. I mean, it's really a spring day. Winds out of the northwest just about 5 to 15 miles per hour sustained. And if you have plans this evening, we're staying dry, clear, nice skies, and pretty mild for any evening plans that you might have. Temperatures in the upper 50s just around 10 o'clock. Again, dry conditions, lighter winds generally out of the north, shifting out of the northeast later on tonight. But here's what's next. We're going to have more warm afternoons for this week, highs in the 70s. Then we're tracking still some cooler mornings, 40s around for tomorrow morning. And then the weekend, that's when we see rain, weekend storms possible, but also when can you expect some breaks during the weekend for you to actually enjoy those weekend plans? We'll be talking more about that returning rain and storm chance more right here. Weather every 6 minutes. Hey, this evening looks great. Perfect evening to maybe head over to the Oak Mountain State Fair. This looks fun. Temperature is great, staying in the low 70s through at least 7 to 8 p.m. Still going to see plenty of sunshine through sunset. Light winds tonight, generally out of the south through at least the evening hours. But keep in mind, if you're outdoors, those pollen levels are still pretty high. Grass pollen at an all-time high, trees at a high, weeds in between medium and high, and our low pollen levels are more like the mold, but still causing issues for many of us here in the studio, probably you at home. Just take it easy out there. Now, we do have some things changing for us heading into the weekend, tracking rain and weekend storms, and it looks like we're going to see the chance for severe storms Sunday night into Monday of next week. We need to talk more about that, break down that severe chance and what impacts you can expect and the timing of it more coming up right here when we take a full look at that super 7-day forecast in just 6 minutes. It's time for weather every 6 minutes. Happy Wednesday. Made it to the middle of the week. Hopefully, if it's your spring break or your kids' spring break, you're enjoying it. The weather has been quite pretty. I mean, the pollen, yes, posing an issue, but as far as the temperatures and the overall conditions, can't complain. Here we are looking at what's next, though. We're going to see more warm afternoons, highs in the 70s through the weekend. 40s, though, around for your early morning tomorrow, so still seeing that chill in the air heading out the door before sunrise or just early in the day. And also evenings can be a little bit cooler as well, so you may want to just hold on to a sweater and a jacket. We're watching rain and storms for the weekend, and that's part of the next big thing, so let's just get straight to it. That's because we have declared Monday a first alert weather day, but the main impact for storms really occurs in those overnight hours Sunday into Monday. So I know it gets a little confusing as far as the rain chances, but I'm going to walk you through that in just a bit to make sure that you are well informed and kind of know a better idea of the timing heading into early next week. But before we get to next week, let's finish out this week, right? Thursday looks great. Highs very warm, near 80 degrees for most spots. 81 in Fayette, 81 in Tuscaloosa, still seeing some upper 70s, plenty of sunshine. There could be a passing cloud at times, but I do think it's going to be one of the beautiful days this week. And then we're trending a degree or two warmer for your Friday. Overnight temps Thursday into Friday look a little bit warmer. We're talking about milder conditions, temps in the 50s. And if you want to use Friday as a day to mow your lawn, I think that's one of the best days to do so. The sun won't be beaming down on you too much. You still want to wear sunscreen, but it's a better day to do any strenuous outdoor activities like working on your garden, mowing your lawn, because the clouds will help it to feel a little bit better as you're out in that direct sunlight. So Friday, I'm saying good conditions. Saturday, I would say poor just because we're tracking scattered showers and storms throughout the day. The ground may be a little too wet, not the best time to mow that lawn. But Sunday, I'm saying fair. I think we'll have a big enough period of drier conditions throughout the day Sunday that you can get out there and get that yard done. But Monday, as we bring in early Monday morning, that's when we're tracking that next chance for a stronger severe storm. So that's when you may want to hold off on getting that yard work done for the weekend. So Sunday looks like the best day of the weekend for any outdoor plans because that rain and storm that really occurs overnight. Here we are 4 a.m. It starts to move into our northwest central Alabama counties, becoming more widespread into the mid-morning hours next week, Monday. And then it continues to move south and east and exits out of our area, I'd say about lunchtime, but there could be some discrepancies in the timing of the storms as we continue to fine tune it over the next couple of days. So we're going to hold up next week. We've already declared it a first alert weather day, but the one thing I wanted to point out is our drought monitor. This will update tomorrow and it will take into account the rain that we saw earlier earlier this week. So hopefully the areas that are still highlighted yellow, normally dry conditions for some of our counties, may be eliminated. So tune in with us tomorrow to see an update on that. But we do have more rain coming. Now, this rain that we see for this weekend won't be on tomorrow's outlook for that drought monitor. But I kind of just wanted to walk you through our weekend rain and storms. Looks like Saturday is not going to be the best day for outdoor activities. We're talking about on and off showers, maybe even a few storms throughout the day, starting from the morning through the afternoon and evening, catching some breaks overnight. And it looks like the early morning hours for your Sunday look mainly dry until the next big thing. Okay, we bring in early Monday morning. Notice we have declared it a first alert weather day. We could see a strong and even a severe storm, gusty winds, hail, isolated tornado cannot be ruled out. That's part of the next big thing that we're fine tuning over the next several days. So be sure to check in for updates. As far as rainfall totals over the next 7 days through at least April 2nd or so, we're tracking close to maybe, I say, 1.25 inches of rainfall, maybe 2 inches north and west and far northeast central Alabama for parts of Etowah and Cherokee County. But we're dry right now and we're dry through Friday. We'll talk more about your evening hourly forecast coming up right here in just 6 minutes. Take a look here at the overnight lows that we're expecting heading into the rest of your upcoming week. Okay, we still have some chilly mornings, especially tomorrow morning. Still going to see the chance for some 40s, but looking a lot milder heading into your Friday and your weekend with overnight temps in the 60s. Now, of course, we're watching Sunday overnight into Monday very closely for that severe chance possibility, and then into next week. By Tuesday, notice temperatures drop again. We're going to still see some chilly mornings there heading into early next week, but things kind of level out as we continue past Tuesday of next week. So that's a quick look at overnight lows, but the afternoons still look pleasant. We'll talk more about that full 7-day right here in just a couple of minutes. Michelle here, getting you ready for your evening tonight. Beautiful evening for outdoor plans or maybe just having some dinner out on that patio. The pollen may be an issue, but the temperatures will not be. 7 p.m., low 70s, upper 60s around 8 o'clock. Winds out of the northwest generally for you in Tuscaloosa. More northerly wind for your area if you're in Shelby County. Upper 60s at 7 o'clock, low 60s around 8 p.m. Beautiful sky conditions and mainly clear night skies for later on tonight. It's going to stay pretty mild through late tonight, so you really won't need a sweater or jacket unless 60s might bring a little chill to you. Then you might want to have some extra layers, but otherwise you really won't need it. Lots of sunshine through sunset if you're in East Alabama, Anniston, upper 60s through 7 o'clock, low 60s just around 8 p.m. with a northwesterly wind, very light, very calm for your evening. Now let's take a look at that super 7-day forecast areas. We're talking about some 40s for some spots early Thursday morning. You will want a sweater or jacket heading out the door, especially if you're up before sunrise. But the afternoon Thursday looks great. We're talking about highs in the 70s and nearing 80 degrees for many of us. Plenty of sunshine, beautiful sky conditions. 81 there in Bibb County, 76 in Coleman, 77 in Cherokee. Looks great. Friday also great. Maybe a few more clouds around. We're holding mostly cloudy skies, but I do think you will see some sunshine. But the sun doesn't really shine too much for us this weekend. Saturday, we're seeing the chance for scattered showers and storms, and they really begin to move in for the early morning hours. So much of the day Saturday will be pretty wet and gloomy. We're talking about cloudy skies. Here we are by 9 a.m. seeing that rain pushing into West Alabama areas west of I-65. It becomes a little bit, I wouldn't say necessarily widespread, but starts to move further north and becoming more eastern as we reach the later afternoon hours Saturday. But this is just around 1 p.m. seeing some heavy rainfall developing there in southwest central Alabama. As far as your Saturday goes, it looks like the first half of the day, much of that heavier rainfall is in West Alabama and doesn't move to East Alabama until the late afternoon and evening. But Sunday, I do think you'll be able to catch some breaks. Now, we're watching Sunday very closely, and not particularly the daylight hours. We're talking about overnight Sunday into early Monday. Why? Well, this is our next front that's going to move through, and it's going to bring us the chance for a strong or severe storm. Still seeing some ingredients. It's not lining up really great, so I'm not super concerned, but we do need to watch it and fine-tune it over the next couple of days. We have declared your Monday first alert weather day since that threat for rain and storms really moves in those overnight hours, impacting your early Monday morning commute. Some heavy rain, some gusty winds. There could be an isolated tornado, but also maybe even some hail for any severe storm that occurs. It's moving south and east throughout your Monday morning, and it really looks like it's pretty much out of central Alabama. I'd say before 3 p.m. But that's a look at that 7-day forecast. Could see a few sprinkles or showers around.